So this local game store has decided to take matters into their own hands for their Commander Night, and they have their own Commander band list. The Casual Commander band list. This list is in addition to the official band list for Commander. So everything on that band list, the Grizzle brands, they're all gone, all right? Everything that is normally on that band list, they agree that should be banned, but they have a few adjustments that they want to make. You know, they want to put something in addition to all that other stuff. You know, maybe some of the debatable cards in the format. All right, so the first thing they want off, like out of their games are the mana positive rocks that are banned. Which are these? All right, so we start with we're gonna start with Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt is gone. Man, how am I gonna do this? This is so awkward. All right, Mana Crypt is gone. Next we've got, I don't even actually. Mana Crypt is an insane card. It's actually funny that it actually has a format to be played in the first place. This is, as far as I'm concerned, a different one than we saw before, because this list is like, look, it's more crisp. How can I put it that? I'll put it that way. It's like more, it's more structured. It's very similar, but I think it's a different one. The other one had had a bunch of rules, like, you know, what's it called? It was different. It was different. I think it's different. If anyone can confirm this is the exact same local game store, then well, whatever, we can cut this short. But I believe that this is a slightly different one because they had different rules as well. They had things like what's it called? You can make any any planeswalker could be your commander. This is a different rule set. So this is just strictly looking at a bunch of cards that should be banned in their opinion. In their opinion. And so the first one that should be banned, in their opinion, Mana Crypt. Insane card. Just ridiculous. 0 mana and start adding 2. That's better than Soul Ring. And if you're building your deck in a way that you are going to kill your opponent as quickly as possible, what's the 3 damage matter? It's really only 1.5 damage on average. It's 50-50 when you flip that coin if that's going to deal 3 damage to you. And who even cares? You have 40 life. You might as well, you've got 1,000,000 turns. In a format like Commander that can be over in like 5-6 turns, 3 damage means nothing. This is the Super Soul Ring. Anyway, so they believe that this thing is just outright banned. Soul Ring RIP. Yes, this does look different from the handwritten one. Different rule set. Different rule set. Alright, so they took care of the Mana Crypt. The next thing that they took care of was Soul Ring. This is such a funny card, because this is a card I keep bringing up, like, this doesn't exist in the format. And hey, mind you, I do believe there should be like a vintage-like EDH format. But it seems to me that this is one of the sole reasons, Soul Ring is the sole reason there are so many cards on the ban list. This fast mana just makes a lot of other cards on the ban list really, really good. But if you cut out the fast mana, there's a lot of that stuff is really clunky. Soul Ring and the artifact lands just ramp you to like whatever the hell you want in the first place. Like basically, you know, 5 mana drops, 6 mana drops, it might as well be a 2-drop. Just turns them into a 2-drop. So honestly looks like the dream list in my opinion. Great way to balance out CEDH and EDH. Honestly, I think you could have this for like CEDH as well. Because I mean, it's like, sure, there are people who want to play Legacy and Vintage, but then there are some people who want to play Pioneer and Standard. Why can't we play competitively at a slower pace that's not ridiculously stupid, built around combos? Because the fast mana, all it does is like, people don't realize that fast mana, all it does is enable combos. Next one, Mana Vault, of course. Alright, 1 mana, add 3 mana. Ridiculous. The downside is nothing. Mox Amber. Still a 0 mana spell. 0 mana, it's still Mox. Mox is a Mox is a Mox. Everyone wants Sol Ring banned in EDH until it's in their opening hand. That's right. No one can let go of their Sol Ring. Everyone remembers the good times with Sol Ring. No one remembers the bad time. You see, when someone ramps something big out with Sol Ring, they don't blame the Sol Ring. They blame the really big thing that got ramped out. It's not Sol Ring's fault. It's that stupid big card. It's Golos. It's Golos's fault. Would Golos be so good, actually, if there was no artifact mana? Or, like no busted artifact mana? You let me know in the comment section below. Alright, so, yeah, we can crank these out. So, there's no Mox Amber. No Grim Monolith. It's gone. No Mox Diamond. Doesn't matter if it costs you. It doesn't matter if it costs you a land to cast this card. It's still 0 mana. 0 mana is a 0 mana rock. Chrome Mox is gone. Goodbye. Mox Opal is gone. Thank God. One of the best Moxes out there. Debatably better than the OG Moxes. Debatably. Jeweled Lotus. It was really funny when they printed this card. They're like, nah, we're doubling down on this thing. We can have... We need Lotus. We need more Lotuses. We need more fast mana in the format. We need more stuff. I don't understand why someone would ban Sol Ring. Isn't it in every precon? It is in every precon because they've set the, you know, Wizards of the Coast has set the stage that, hey, Sol Ring should be in every casual deck. But, you know, why does the culture not have to change? Like, I believe that there should be 2 ban lists is what I'm trying to get at. Like, people can play like the Yu-Gi-Oh ban list, which is the one that we have right now, but then there should be a more sane ban list. And like, a sane ban list for a different style of play, which I think a lot of people would like, given like we now have 2 local game stores that have stepped in and like made this their own personal home rule. This is always a funny thing. Doesn't banning the fast mana just allow green to be the best color? No, why would it? Why? Because the mana dorks? The mana dorks can die. They can die in a sweeper. They can get 3 for 1. There are downsides. Wizards of the Coast like Sol Ring. So does Richard Garfield. Sol Ring being banned makes sense, to be honest. It does make a huge difference. Yeah, it would completely change how games are played. Completely. And like I said, you can still play the vintage like Commander, which would have Sol Ring and all this other insane mana. But I think you would have a more fulfilling type of game if the fast mana didn't exist. All right, and then Lotus Petal. Yeah, I agree. This might be the crappiest of all the this might be like one of the worst of all the fast mana, because you just get it once and it's gone. But still, fast mana is fast mana. You paid nothing to get that fast mana. That's quickly gone. Is it time for a new Commander format? It probably has been time for a long time. Just based on how many people, like, okay, so like Mikey J says, Nika, we don't need 2 ban lists because of Rule 0, which never fails. Exactly. Except it fails miserably, insanely often. Rule 0 does not work. It works until it doesn't work. And if you want to prove me wrong, just listen to all the discourse online, on Reddit, on Twitter. Like, there is a big disconnect between, you know, the thing is, like, Rule 0 will work up until, like, you know, you're in a group of 3 people, and then you don't have any decks that can meet their Rule 0 requirement, unless you slow play your deck or soft play it, which I think is fine too. Nope, green doesn't make a dominant presence. The last dual EDH I attended was swamped with Light Paws Commander decks. CEDH equals vintage EDH. No, but like normal EDH is also vintage EDH. You ask casual players, they're like, I want to play with my Jeweled Lotus. I want to play with my Chromox, the Mox Diamonds, my Mox Amber, Mana Vault, Sol Ring. I want to play with these cards. They just want to play them at a casual level. It's really bizarre. Kyle Driver with a super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate the streams. Have a good day. You too, Kyle Driver. I should check out your YouTube channel. That looks like a logo. You can't rule zero Magic. Yeah, you can't rule zero Magic the Gathering online or sanctioned events. Exactly. No, I felt this. I understood the sarcasm. You got the point down. Dual EDH is totally different than casual EDH, but people still arrange for like 4-player EDH tournaments. And there's no one's gonna rule zero you there. They're gonna bring, from what I hear, like people always just bring the most strongest decks and just turns into CEDH. Or at least, you know, that's the, yeah, that's just what it turns into. When prizes are on the line, nothing's holding back. All right, so now next. How do I keep going here? Now they got rid of all the mana rocks, but they also got rid of, oh, this is better. They also got rid of the free counterspells. No free counterspells allowed, starting with Fierce Guardianship. Now I can sort of understand this. This is like a means of preventing combo players from like tapping out, going for their combo, and then protecting the hell out of it. If this is to prevent people from having fun, I don't really care. Sorry, not fun, but if this is to prevent someone from interacting on the other side, I don't really care for these free counterspells to be banned like this. But if this is to prevent combo players from protecting their combo really easily, then I agree. Then these can go. If you control a commander, you may cast this spell without paying its mana cost to counter target non-creature spell. Banning these cards will make a lot of rare cards plummet. EDH is the format that demands all the legacy vintage cards. Collectors wouldn't like that. That's the thing. You can have 2 separate ban lists. You know, did the value of the reserved list dual lands go down because Modern existed? A lot of people were scared about stuff like that, but it's not true. Look, you can easily have. I think there's a lot of room to have more than one commander format. Nick, I'm worried about my soul rings on Magic the Gathering online will get banned. Is there anything I can do? There is. We'll get to it, Mikey. Here's an interesting take. Witherfang says we need more fast mana in EDH because I hate spending hours in a boring game versus cocky opponents who try too hard to be competitive but are too casual. That's the reason why I quit playing EDH. Whether you just play, that's the thing. You would then announce before, like, you would get together and know exactly what type of EDH format you were playing. They didn't ban that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Chris Ross. They didn't ban Lion's Eye Diamond. Very interesting, though. People sleep on this rock until their opponents empty their hand. Very interesting. Maybe it's on its way to be banned. Maybe they banned it. Maybe they didn't ban it because it's on the reserve list. This is a reserve list card. Oh, it's true. There is another like one-on-one EDH, but I mean like I'm talking about the 4-player EDH format. All right, so the free cards. So we got Fierce Guardianship. Next is Pact of Negation. This is 100% combo protector card. 100%. I mean, actually, in theory, you could just use this in a fair way. Counter something your opponents. You'll get to the 5 mana. Assuming we live in Mana Rock world with Soul Ring and stuff like that, it's not hard to pay for the 5 mana at upkeep. So Pact of Negation is gone. Force of Negation. I don't really like this card being banned. This is a card that's like usually fair. You're like, it's like 3 mana like negate. It's a 3 mana negate. And then on top of that, you can't protect your combo on your turn. But you could do it on, I guess, your opponent's turn. How many combos are there that are at instant speed in Commander? Witherfang, having 2 separate ban lists will only divide the community. I have news for you. The community is already divided. We've already seen it happening with simply the discussion over mana rock bannings. I have some news for you, Witherfang. The community is already divided. That's why that's why local game stores are making their own ban list. This is the second local game store to do this. And you know what? As more people get the word out, more local game stores are going to do the same thing. They're going to do the same thing. Free cards are fine, shouldn't be banned, especially in multiplayer where you are wanting to tap out to build your board, but you need to answer things. More free spells would be better. I think it depends on the free spell. I think this is pretty, like 2 for 1ing yourself is pretty fair. It's pretty fair. You can high tide at instant speed or release the ants at instant speed. All right, so someone can abuse this. I guess it can be abused. In theory. Games of Commander have to end. I don't mind losing to a combo, particularly if they have spent time setting it up, playing and protecting it well. See, you want to play the vintage EDH. But there are people out there, they don't want to play vintage EDH. They don't want the game to be finished in 15 minutes. They want it to go on for 1 hour and a half. They like those sort of games. Current ban list does not facilitate that type of EDH. It feels like the person kept winning at the local game store and they banned all the cards in one person 5 color deck. Yeah, it's possible. All right, we have more cards to look at on this ban list, but we have to get some really important stuff out. We have to talk about the sponsors today. FusionGamingOnline.com. Your stop for all your, pre-cons, but also singles for Commander, but also all the other formats: Modern, Pioneer, Standard, Legacy, and more. Don't forget to use coupon. Oh yeah, deal of the week this week. Save 15% off all Ikoria singles and sealed product. We're talking the Triomes. We're talking the Ozolith. We're talking, I don't know. What is it? Ghidorah, King of the Cosmos or something? Commander players probably know about that. 15% off all that stuff at FusionGamingOnline.com. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout, though, for an additional 5% off all your purchases. And we're going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online. If you're afraid of Sol Ring getting banned in your Commander formats online, well, guess what? You don't have to buy the cards. You can just rent them with Mana Traders. You can rent any Commander deck you want. One-on-one Commander is waiting for you right now. Rent using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_WBN. All right. So there's more fast mana we got to get rid of. I just never understood the mentality behind casual EDH. The fun of deck building is to build the best deck around your idea, not to intentionally do a bad deck to please everyone. Correction, there's a lot of people that do that. There are decks built to just help other people. They have no intention of winning the game. So that's the thing. Okay, so what's it called? Where are we here? Next, so Force Negation is gone. Force of Will, of course. I can understand that definitely will. I really don't have anything against these cards, but maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe there are some decks that can really abuse it for for their own wishes. Or this is really just a feel bad card. Oh, you're tapped out. Oh, of course you got the counterspell. Oh, you got the counterspell. So Force of Will is gone. Foil is gone. It's just really weird. This is not that good of a card. 3 for winning yourself is... You may discard an island and another card from your hand instead of paying Foil's mana cost. 3 for 1 is not a good deal. Timon says, people always complain about everything. You know what? This is just human nature. This is true. They do! The issue is the need for separate ban lists, so the problem cards can be in the format they are most fair in, and out of the formats they overpower in. Yes, but I group hug so others can race for the win, still playing the game for a quick and fun game. I think you clearly are defining 2 different people who want fast games, the vintage EDH, and the people who want the slow games. And let me know in the comment section below, how long of a game of Commander do you want to play? Do you want one that ends in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hours? What is your limit? Is a 2-hour game the greatest game of your life? Is a game that can end great? Or do you like want the super short ones, get as many games as you can in one day? SQK, people who have been playing the game 10 to 15 years are way better than people who have been playing for 3 to 5 years. If every player has access to the same cards, separate ban list does nothing. I don't think this changes much, though. You can get a lot of really good cards for cheap these days. Oh my god! It's ridiculous. Magnus Carlsen announced he's not going to defend his title versus Nepo. I'm going to have to check that out. That's a chess thing. World champion Magnus Carlsen doesn't want to defend his title versus a guy he just beat in the World Championship. We got a lot of interesting. So 30 minutes to 1 hour is my favorite. Yeah, 30 minutes to an hour. After an hour, it's getting miserable. 30 to 45 minutes is nice. No more than 30 minutes. 50 minutes plus turns. 45 minutes to 1 hour 15 is ideal for a match of Commander. You see? A lot of people like the long games. 30 minutes is fine. Usually bring 4 to 5 decks, so it's cool to get a couple games in a 2-hour window. Kebby wants to play 3 or more 30-minute games. I have 10 EDH decks, so I want to play multiple of them a night. 30 to 40 minutes, but it's CEDH. I just play stacks. Oh, God. The guy who plays stacks wants, well, I guess you're not going to look for any quick games, are you? So 20 to 30 minutes, up to 90 minutes. Up to 90 if it's a great game with loads of back and forth. Alright, so anyway, foil is gone. Let me know if you think foil is worth getting banned. It's a bit weird. The next one that's really weird is thwart. Like, I guess you may return 3 islands you control to your owner's hand instead of paying thwart's mana cost. That's actually hard to do. And if you do, it's going to really set you back big time. I mean, especially in a format where there's no artifact lands. I would think if someone pulled off thwart, then I think whatever. I think it's pretty fair. Thwart is a pretty ridiculously expensive. The cost is high on thwart, and then there's days. They banned days. Counterspell spell. You can return an island you control to its owner's hand instead of paying days' mana cost. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1. This is like really. I don't know. Is this good? Is this bad? I think it looks pretty bad. I know you're definitely gonna get people. There's gonna be people who are gonna tap out, of course. But this is really really easy to play around. Maybe harder to play around in a format without the artifact mana, but relatively easy to play around. But also, yeah, like it's gonna be a dead card in your hand a good chunk of the time, and you're probably just gonna tempo yourself out. Millmaster. Still on the reign of the super chats. My love life and a chess knight have a lot in common. Every time we make a move, it results in an L. The knight moves in an L, like a Tetris piece. That's how usually I look at it. Thank you very much for the super chat, Millmaster. Days is like the most fair of the free counterspells. Don't tell the legacy crowd that. Don't tell the legacy crowd that. But in like EDH, I think it's okay. It's okay. Hard counters are best in Commander. Yeah, the unexpected white counter spell, which there are a few. I'm surprised they haven't tried to make more counter spells in white, especially since they're allies with blue. A lot of these cards seem to have been decided with a scryfall search for a keyword, not actual visibility or power. I don't know, maybe. Okay, so that is all the... there's still more banned cards. There's more banned cards. Make no mistake. Or I should just go to this one. Okay, so the free counter spells are bad. Next, tutors. 2 CMC tutors and under that are banned. Oh my god. The list. The list, people. They banned the tutors. Starting with Enlightened Tutor. We're gonna have to be fast and crank these things out. No consistency. And also, this saves a lot of time. I mean, they could ban the fetch lands to save even more time, but searching your library, like, it's a shuffling an EDH deck, you know the problems. You all know how the problem of shuffling an EDH deck, shuffling a commander deck. It's absolutely brutal. Not everyone has a really good technique for it. I don't even have a really great technique for it. To be honest, I'm that type of person that separates it out into like 3 chunks, and then I just start shuffling the chunks into each other. And I take some chunks and another chunk of another chunk and shuffle them. And, well, I mean, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So the consistency is gone here. So they banned Enlightened Tutor. They also banned Mystical Tutor. Oh, that's a really powerful tutor. Searching instance or search your library for an instant or sorcery card and reveal that card, shuffle your library, put that card on top of it. That is a huge problem card. Actually, I don't know, what are the best cards to get with this? I guess you could get Necropotence with this if you're in the Orzhov colors. That'd be a pretty busted thing. Please stop saying chunks. The chunks! Chunks of deck! There's no way to shuffle my quad-sleeved EDH deck. Have I ever played CDH? I played with the Spike Feeders. You can actually look it up. Look up Nikachu MTG and Spike Feeders, and my game will show up. Rule of Law, is that a good one? Okay. And then there's Mystical Tutor. You know there's good cards to get with Mystical Tutor. All the combo cards, really, will be found with Mystical Tutor. So you know you can't trust Mystical Tutor in the format. Same thing with Vampiric Tutor. Search your library for a card, then shuffle your library and put that card on top of it. Lose 2 life. Oh, big whoop. I lost a whole 2 life out of my 40. Oh, I guess I just go down to 38. I'm almost dead. Then there's Worldly Tutor that they banned. The green one. Search your library for a creature card and reveal that card. Shuffle your library, then put that card on top of it. If you ask someone to stop saying something, they'll say even. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they'll do. I didn't forget the sponsors, Falky. We talked about the sponsors. What do you get with Worldly Tutor? Like all the good cards that are better. Is this like all the really busted legendary creatures that are better to be in the 99 than to be as your commander? Is that what the Worldly Tutor is for? Life, I gladly spent 19 life to win a game, and if they have burn spells, so be it. And as if they are gonna have burn spells. They're gonna be that weirdo burn player. Okay, they've got a lot of tutors banned. Okay, so they got Worldly Tutors banned, Demonic Tutor. Yeah, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand. So they're getting rid of the consistency. They got rid of Demonic Consultation. Now tell me, is this a good tutoring card, or is this just a good, like, combo card with, like, Thoracle? You know, you play your Thassa's Oracle, you play your Demonic Consultation, you name You're Already Dead, and then you play your Thassa's Oracle. Alex likes the ban list. The ban list is good. This card enables first turn wins. Yes, they're getting rid of all that crap. They're getting rid of the first turn wins. Worldly Tutor is best for win cons like Thoracle and Lab Boy. Oh, you get those cards are the combo cards. Alright, Demonic Consultation gone. Diabolic Intent. I don't even know what this is. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sack a creature, search your library for a card, then put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. Yeah, if you got a bunch of cheap creatures out, tokens, that is still going to be good. That's going to be a good card. Entomb! I guess so. Like, no good comes out of Entomb. Entomb is not played in a fair manner or anything like that, and you might as well put something into the graveyard that you can just utilize from the graveyard anyway. Consultation is 90% a combo piece, but can be a desperation tutor. That's got to be a sweat, the first 6 cards that you exile. That's got to be a sweat in EDH, if you're actually looking for a specific card. Yeah, they clearly don't like tutors. Entomb is a turn 2. That betrays. True story. All right, so Entomb is gone. No Entomb. Oh my God, there's so many of these. Imperial Seal. Imperial Seal is gone. Just got reprinted. Now straight on this ban list. Wait, Mausoleum Secrets. What the hell is this? Undergrowth. Search your library for a black card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Reveal it, then put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. Okay, whatever. Classic combo is Entomb, Razaketh, plus Reanimate. Oh yeah, there's tons of Reanimated cards. Yeah, it's a weird... Well, it's still a tutor. Tutor is a tutor. You know, it's a little clunky. Only looks for black cards. It's got to be less than the number of creatures in your graveyard. It's not a fast tutor, but to them, a tutor is a tutor is a tutor. So anyway, the Mausoleum Secrets ban. Scheming Asymmetry. That's interesting. Because this card helps other people too. No, nobody can do it. Not even if it's not even if everyone is allowed to do it. Choose 2 target players. Oh, so one person gets left out. I'm sorry, 2 people get left out. It's you and one other person. Each of them searches their library for a card, then shuffles their library and puts that card on top of it. I always thought that everyone got it. It just feels like in one-on-one everyone gets it. So 2 people get left out of this one. Scheming Symmetry is so busted in Two-Headed Commander. Oh yes. Or you just like you give your teammate a tutor as well. The worst tutor is Moon-Blessed Cleric in my opinion. Well, we'll see if it's on the ban list. Okay, so Scheming Symmetry gone. Unmarked Grave. Sort of a worse version of Entomb, but there it is. 2 mana, not that much worse than the other. Not that much more expensive than 1 mana. Search your library for a non-legendary card. Put that card into your graveyard. Good for the Reanimator decks. Spoils of the Vault. Choose a card name. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card with that name. Then put that card into your hand. Exile all other cards revealed this way, and you lose 1 life for each of the exiled cards. Now with 40 life, you can probably... This one's a bit odd, actually. Okay, so is there like a really good way to abuse this? You could die. You could die with this card. Am I wrong? Or are there decks that abuse Spoils of the Vault? Is there a link to see the bans? Here, hold on. I'll put it in the description when I'm done. Balder, thank you so much for the super chat. Just got my ether vials today. Very excited. Dance party. Dance away, Balder. Dance away. Top deck tutor, then spoils. Okay, so it's just it's a cantrip is what you're telling me. It's more of a cantrip than anything else. Spoils of the Vault with Villa's Broker of Blood. A good card if you want to kill yourself. Like, I think this is gonna kill you a good chunk of the time. Like, 99 card deck, you only have 1 card to look for. I know on average, like, mathematicians out there, let's say you've got 80 cards left. Let's be charitable. You have 80 cards left in your deck. On average, how much life are you losing with this? Someone probably knows this answer. I imagine you're losing a huge chunk of life, and so every so often you're just gonna die. Oh yeah, you can always Angel's Grace, I guess, if you want to do it the hard. But that's like a hard way of getting this tutor online. Angel's Grace plus this, then oh, I guess so. What's the commander for those Thoracle decks? Is it Esper? It's crazy. Okay, Spoils is gone. Tainted Pact. This is an oldie but a goldie. Remove the top card of your library from the game. You may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as another card removed this way. Repeat this This isn't Tutors now. Now this is just turning into removing the Thoracle win condition cards. It's not really a tutor. You may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as the card removed this way. Repeat this process until you put a card into your hand or you remove 2 cards with the same name, whichever comes first. Yeah, it's the Thoracle card. It's all the Thoracle cards. Okay, Extract. Extract is banned. Oh, there's a lot of extracts out there. I don't even know what this card does. Target play. I recognize the picture. I saw this way back in the day. Search target player's library for a card and remove that card from the game. Then that player shuffles his or her library. Why? This is like... Yeah, this is to stop the combos. This absolutely... Why would they ban this? This looks like it's trying to do something good for the format. Oh, it could be a food chain card. Search target player's library could be your own. You could also look for what's... Yeah, you can look for the Misthowl Griffin, but you could also look for that Eldrazi that can be cast from exile. Yeah, surgical extract for blue, except for only 1 card. Turn 1, exile their Soul Ring. It's gone now. Alex likes this. I want this card. Well, in this format, it is banned. It's gone. They got rid of the extract. They extracted it from the format. Next, Merchant Scroll. Yeah, this card is a good card. This card has no purpose except to, like, get combo cards. It's very rarely played fairly. Search your library for a blue instant card. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Now, it is narrow, but it's not that narrow. I mean, it'll get you something good. It'll get you something good. How many cards do I have? I don't know, actually. I never counted them, but I know... I will say I get rid of all my bulk. I don't like bulk. I just... like I give it to my friends, Rodney Top 8 Thompson, Day 2 Dryden. They like to take my bulk. I have no... I don't care for it all. Used to get Force of Will all the time. See that, everyone? I got Force of Will. No effing around now. You want to play your spell? You want to? I'm gonna counter it. The Force of Will. Personal Tutor. I don't even know I've never heard of this card in my life. Search your library for a sorcery card and reveal that card. Shuffle your library and put a card on top. Came from Portal? Alright, makes sense to me. It's gonna be good for something. And it's any sorcery. This is an underrated card. This is $87. I never heard of this card. $87. I probably should own this. I'd never heard of it. I'm learning about cards to put in my EDH deck here. I'm learning about all the good cards I didn't know were good. What do I need this for my own Thassa's Oracle deck? My Merfolk deck plays Paradigm Shift. I can find Paradigm Shift with this? Yeah, I can. It's a sorcery. Excellent. Consistency. Haha! This band list is teaching me something. Alright, Personal Tutor's banned. Quiet Speculation. Yeah, it's Imperial Seal for sorceries. Yeah, uses ban list to craft own deck. I can make a whole deck out of this ban list! Which is basically how EDH is run today. Quiet Speculation, blue 1 generic target. Search target player's library for up to 3 cards with flashback. Put them into that player's graveyard. Then that player shuffles his or her library. Three cards with flashback, put in that player's graveyard. Interesting. I guess, you know, that's a... You get your, what's it called, Past in Flames, at the very least. I don't know what else you get. You probably don't care at that point. It's Quiet Speculation, just a Past in Flames. Search target player's library for up to 3 cards with flashback. You just need Past in Flames. That's all you need. I'm sure there might even be more worse cards out there. Transmute Artifact. Alright, we're going to read the Oracle text on the right here. We have gone over sponsors, Balder. I'm getting better at it. When the music changes the first time, we go over the sponsors. Alright, Transmute Artifact. Sacrifice an artifact. If you do, search your library for an artifact card. If that card's... Oh, sorry. Yeah, if that card's mana value is less than or equal to the sacrificed artifact's mana value, put it onto the battlefield. If it's greater, you may pay X, where X is the difference. If you do, put it onto the battlefield. If you don't, put it into its owner's graveyard. So you actually can search for artifacts and just dump them into your graveyard. This card is actually really good. This is like, it's not exactly a super tank or anything like that, but this is pretty neat. Yeah, that's a card. I know this exists, but like I'd never seen it in play. Okay, crop rotation. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a land. Search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle your library. Is there anything ridiculous to look for with crop rotation? Are people looking up Tabernacle with this thing? Like, this has a really good place in Legacy, but I don't know exactly. Oh, you could get like Gaia's Cradle and stuff, I guess. You could get yourself a Gaia's Cradle with this card. You could get immediately poo. Like, is Dark Depths really that big of a deal in Commander? There's a 20/20 indestructible creature on the battlefield. Big whoop! I got 40 life and 3 other people staring at that card, or 2 other people staring at that card. I'd be so surprised if people play Tron in Commander. Sounds insane. Cabal Coffers is a card. Yeah, that could be good. Dark Depths is a Timmy card. This fetches any land you want, so yeah, it's powerful tutor. Remember, it fetches any land you want at the cost of a card in your hand, though. Glacial Chasm with crop rotation is brutal. Okay, yeah, that's true. That can still be a thing. Still can be a thing. It doesn't protect you from combos, though. Or actually, it depends on the combo, I guess. Crop rotation. Okay, Green Sun Zenith. This is a pretty good card. Not gonna lie. Can be mana ramp on turn 1. Go get that Dryad Arbor. I'm sure that's still like sort of relevant in CEDH, but also can just find your win condition. Go find your Critter Hoof, or I'm not actually sure what you want to find in in EDH with this thing. Oh, people finding Mazes End with that crop rotation. Yeah, that's a good one. And I guess Valakut in the right deck. Let me know your favorite Green Sun Zenith target. And then it goes right back into your library. That's what's insane about this card. Just keeps going back. Summoner's Pact. 0 mana tutor. I'm surprised there's no policy against 0 mana spells in this format. 0 mana tutor absolutely not going to make the list. Yeah, it's gonna make the ban list of all the lists. Sylvan Scrying. You know, I look at this like a modern player. Like, this is banned. This is like one of the most common cards. But, like, hey, a tutor is a tutor. Witherfang and Benjamin both love Dryad Arbor. Getting the Dryad Arbor with Green Sun Zenith. Simple and easy. Anyway, Sylvan Scrying is banned. You would think this is sort of... Like, this is sort of... Is, like, Farseek banned, then? So, hold on. How do they... Oh, I guess Sylvan Scrying gets any land. So you can, again, get those Glacial Chasms, the Cabal Coffers, the Valakuts, the Field of the Deads. But something like Farseek can only get, like, basic land-type cards. But it puts them directly into play. That is a tutor, too. Or is it? Maybe Farseek... No, I don't see Farseek on this list. Anyway, Sylvan Scrying is gone. Sylvan Tutor. Buckle up, everyone. It's gonna be a long Coffee and MTG, I think, today. Unless I start ramping through this damn thing. Sylvan Tutor. Search your library for a creature card and reveal that card. Shuffle your library, then put the card on top of it. I hope Rampant Growth is on the list. It looks like they kept the tutors that are just looking for basic land types. They want to play the Richard Garfield way. Every card pretty much goes back to your deck. You can't ramp through this banned list. That's banned. Ramping banned. Alright, so Sylvan Tutor. Next, Time of Need. Search your library for a legendary creature card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. Then shuffle your library. Then we've got Traverse the Ulvenwald. Search your library for a basic land card, put it into your hand, shuffle your library. But it's got Delirium! If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, instead search your library for a creature or land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. And it's any creature. And any land... Yeah, any land card, too. Boulder, thanks so much for the super chat. Longer stream. It will be a longer stream this morning. Because there's a lot... This list is hella long. No, same music as usual. Nothing new here. Music just going on longer. Okay, so Traverse is gone. Altar of the Bone. What? Altar... Oh, sorry. Altar of Bone. What is this? Sacrifice a creature. It is an additional cost to cast this spell. Sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a creature card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. This is like very, very similar to a card that we saw earlier. I don't mind a long coffee time. The thing that gets on my nerves is the connection is crappy today. The moment I see a ban list this extensive, I would forego playing just to skip the trouble of checking if my deck is legal. That actually was one of the most common complaints the last time we made a stream like this, was like, I'm not even going to go to this local game store. And you know, you would have to check every single one of your decks to make sure they were purified of all the cards on the ban list. And certainly, you know, each deck is probably gonna have multiple of these cards banned. And we could just look through. You just take out all the mana rocks. I don't think it'd actually be too hard, to be honest. You look through your deck. Do you have tutors? Do you have mana rocks? Just get rid of them. So far, that is the MO. Okay, Altar of Bone is gone. We have Eladamri's Call. There we go. Search your library for a creature card. Reveal that card. Put it into your hand. Shuffle your library. Don't be looking for creatures. Chris Ross, in my opinion, Wizards of the Coast needs to use this ban list, then create the format VDH, Vintage Dragon Highlander, for all the complainers. Problem solved, exactly. Well, they're not, well, you mean complainers to the new ban list. Because I think people who like Commander as it is, they have their own. They're happy. Sort of. They're actually, they're not really happy. I don't think everyone's happy. But they keep playing. Signal the Clans. Magic the Gathering, just in general, is the game that everyone's very happy to be unhappy. Signal the Clans. Green, red. Search your library for 3 creature cards and reveal them. If you reveal 3 cards with different names, choose one of them at random and put that card into your hand. Shuffle the rest into your library. Enjoy your time off work, Jay. Welcome to the stream. Magic player happy? Lol. If a local game store makes extensive ban lists like these, then they should make a web tool for it where people can just put their deck list in and banned cards are flagged. Maybe that's something they could put in the companion app. People have their own, like, built-in LGS ban list. Like, I think you should be able to put in like deck lists on the companion app, and then you could see if it's compatible with the current formats or local game stores. Something they could put in the future. Gamble! How does this work? Okay, so search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then discard a card at random, then shuffle your library. Yeah, no big deal. That's a pretty good tutor. It's a nice tutor, especially if you can utilize the graveyard at the same time. Alex is like, I don't hate this list. It kind of makes sense to me so far. Alright, we got Gamble. Goblin Engineer. Oh, God. This actually probably isn't even that big of a deal for, like, the Commander players, but for, like, I hate playing against this card in Modern. Because it always looks for, like, Ensnaring Bridge, and then beats me. When Goblin Engineer enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card, and put into your graveyard. Now, that by itself might be pretty okay as it is. It's like an unmarked grave for artifacts. But there's more. It's a 1/2 creature with the activated ability of a red, tap it. Sack an artifact, return target artifact card with convert mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, so it actually can reanimate as well. It's the all-in-one package. It's the entomb and the reanimate for artifacts all in one. BS. Anyway, I'm sort of happy that this thing's banned. Goblin Recruiter. Yeah, where's the recruiters? So Goblin Recruiter, when Goblin Recruiter comes into play, search your library for any number of Goblin cards you choose. Reveal those cards, then shelf your library and put them on top in any order. They're afraid of goblins, people. They're afraid of goblins. They're so afraid of goblins. They banned everything. That is so cool. This ban list sounds like someone took everything people on our EDH complained about and banned it. That's what their local game store's doing. Okay, so you know, they don't have Imperial Recruiter on here. I don't see Imperial Recruiter. That is so weird. They get rid of the Goblin Recruiter, but Imperial Recruiter's not gone? Open the armory. So, like, some tutors are okay. Tutors that find small creatures are fine. Goblin Recruiter is broken. I'd say it's even broken in EDH. This will set up the Kiki Snoop combo. Okay, true story. Open the armory. This is a weak card. White, 1 generic. Search your library for an aura or equipment card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shelf your library. What are the broken equipment cards? I'd be really surprised if there's a broken aura in this game. I don't think there are any broken auras. But is there a broken equipment card? Oh, there are all sorts of, like... Okay, is there a broken one? I'm sure there's a lot of people who would get, like, Swiftfoot boots or something like that. They just put all tutor with CMC 2 or less. That's true. Skull Clamp. Is that legal? I guess it might be legal. Helm? Oh, Helm of... Okay, that's a combo. Yeah, Helm of Obedience. Yeah, there's a lot of combos with Helm of Obedience. Okay. That's it. This, no, hold on. This is not, no, Helm of the other one. Not Helm of Obedience. But you guys know this one. Helm of the Host. Sorry. Helm of the Host. A lot of helms out there, people. But I recognized when I got to the card that it was the wrong card. Although this is a combo card in itself. But yeah, Helm of the Host is an equipment that can be found off of the tutor, which will be nasty. Steel Shaper's Gift, which I guess is the same deal. Looks for Helm of the Host. Search your library for an equipment card. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shelf your library. And would you have it, Stoneforge Mystic has found its way onto another ban list, which also looks for equipment cards. You can put it directly onto the battlefield with her ability. She's just a strictly better open the armory. Okay, so now we get to a new class. A new class of banned cards. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? We banned all the two CMC tutors and under our ban. Oh, I see. That's why the recruiter was still legal, because it wasn't 2 CMC earlier. So they're fine with tutors if they're expensive enough. So here's the deal now. Extra turn spells are banned. Extra turn spells are banned now. They banned they said, no, we're not, no extra turns allowed. Alchemist's Gambit. Never heard of it. I will now. Red, 1 generic. Take an extra turn after this one. During that turn, damage can't be prevented. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. Exile Alchemist's Gambit. Oh, what's cleave? You may cast this spell for its cleave cost if you do remove the words in square brackets. At the beginning of that turn's end step, you lose the game. Oh, so for basically for a lot of mana. So for... Is this an additional cost? Is this the full cost, or do I have to pay a total 7? I have to pay 10 mana for that extra turn spell. Extra turn spells that are banned. Extra turn spells banned. Good riddance. It sounds like a lot of people are happy about this. There's more? Oh, there's more. We're not done. I think we're halfway through. I said buckle up. This is going to be a long one. Or do we spread this out into over 2 days? You know what? I think we're gonna spread this out over 2 days. Okay, you know what? We're gonna have, this is gonna be so I'll leave you on that cliffhanger. There's a ton of extra turn spells that are just get out of the format. Get out of here. Baldur's Gate, thank you so much for the super chat. It's as if this local game store wanted to ban the fun. No, they're trying to ban the unfun. Okay, yeah, there's so many stuff we're gonna have to wait for tomorrow. But you now know that there's a bunch of extra turn spells and more stuff to go that's getting ousted from this format. All from this one local game store. But hey, this is now the second time this has happened. It's not the first time. This is the second time that this has happened. The local game store is stepping up to the plate to create their own ban list to accommodate, you know, their people. Yet no deck list review today. It would just take way too long. But I'll tell you what you can do. You can show up tomorrow at 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square for more Commander ban list discussion. Don't forget to send me free stuff. I'll open it on stream at my P.O. Box. And thank you so much for all the super chats and all the members. So many people becoming members. If you can't join as a member on mobile, try to go to desktop and sign up that way. Or I think sometimes you might be able to go to the home page and find channel memberships there. But anyway, so there might be some workarounds. I've heard that on some mobile versions you cannot find, it has no join button during the stream. But there are alternative ways of getting around that. And thank you very much, of course, to everybody who is here today. I really appreciate it. Becoming part of the discussion. You know, without you, I don't even know what to tutor with half these cards. You guys know about it better than I could. So there'd be no discussion without the coffee crew. So keep brewing up those coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.